Hello, hello, good morning. I have no idea if something good is going to come out of my mouth, but as I'm doing this on the fly. So the other day I posted a quote that you have to cherish the little things to be able to see the big things, and that was really after something happened to my husband the day before yesterday. That was really, how do I say that? Really, really upsetting. So this wall where I'm sitting in front 2 days ago, this still was a brick wall, and it was for already quite some years, and it was a little, it was not beautiful when you look at the brick wall. So we decided, as we in the garden we also have a wooden terrace in the middle of the garden, and we still had some wood left, that we would cover this wall with the same wood, so that would look nice. And we were talking about that, and the other day, and that's the part where I'm starting to feel guilty about what has happened, is that he said, I'm going to work on that, can you help me? I say, of course I can help you, but I also was a little bit making a joke, you can do this by yourself, because I'm always saying to him and to my daughter and my son, if you can do it yourself, you have to do it yourself. It's not that I don't want to help them, but sometimes we ask too fast for help, and we don't try things first. But I shouldn't have said that because he took that maybe at heart, or he didn't. He wanted to do me a huge favor. So the day before yesterday, he made this wall, and when he was almost finished, he just wanted to correct a little thing on the side, that everything was the same size. And what happened? The machine hit a stone, and the machine threw back and cut off 2 of his fingers. Goedemorgen, Karen. So that noise when he was screaming for help, I hope I will never hear again. He ran through the house. The blood was everywhere, on the walls, on the floor. I think he was in a little bit of a shock, because he continued to go upstairs and back into the living room. But the thing that struck me was that he stayed so very calm afterwards. When we went to the car, he said, I want to go to that hospital. And because I didn't know the road exactly, because he's a prison guard, and he has to go often there, because sometimes prisoners hurt themselves, and they have to go to the urgency room, to the emergency room. So he stayed really calm, but he lost a lot of blood. And I was I stayed calm too, because I had to drive. Maybe I'm going to have a little police fine, because I drove a little bit fast. But he stayed so very calm. And when we were at the emergency room, they took care of him immediately. And at midnight, we heard he called us that he lost his fingers. But in that whole journey, there were some things that happened. For example, that my son, I went back inside because I forgot my phone. I think maybe I have to inform people, or I don't know, or if something happens on the road. And I came back, and my son, who's 16 since a week, he came to me. He said, Mama, I found his finger. I said, what? Are you kidding me? No, he really found the finger from his father. And and another thing, but he stayed so calm. And when I came back, maybe an hour later, he cleaned everything. Everything was gone. Everything was clean, and he stayed so calm. And if he would have asked this to me half a year ago, or even 3 months ago, I would have said that he maybe would have panicked, because I think I would have panicked at his age. So why am I telling you this? Because my first reaction to my husband's accident was a reaction of anger. I was so angry with him. Why? Because those men when they work in the garden, those amateurs, they think that they can do everything without protection, without gloves, without glasses to protect them from splinters that can go into their eyes. And I said to him so often, don't do this work in the garden with those heavy machines, or alone or without protection. Half a year ago, my godson, he was working with trees, and a large machine hit his leg, and luckily he didn't lose his leg, but he could have. So that is that stubbornness that we think we can do it all. We are God, and then when bad luck strikes, then we are so in. We are thinking, why did I do this? Why didn't I think better, further? Why didn't I listen to that little voice in my head? Because that is the real problem. We forget to listen. We forget to listen to what our body tells us. We forget to listen to the little voice in our head that is warning us to not do something, and we go ahead anyway. And how many times do we think afterwards, oh my God, I knew it. I knew that was going to happen. Why? Because you have all the knowledge in your head, you have all the experience you have inside of you, and if you have something, in a little urge that is telling you don't do it, or you should protect your hand when you're working with machines, you should protect your eyes when you are cutting off wood, and so on and so on. When you have this little urge, and that can be on so many different ways. It can be concerning your health, that me, for example, at the moment I don't exercise enough because I work for a company that I schedule the COVID testings. I do this because I can work from home. I can do my business also at the same time, but I sit all the time. And 1 year ago, for example, menopause hit me hard. So I see how all the ligaments and so on are getting softer and getting less strong, and I see how my body is changing, and but I know I have to do something, because if I'm waiting another year or another 2 years to restart again, it will be much more difficult. So with health, with your income, with relationships, with everything, if you have a little urge that is telling you I have to do something, I have to change something, then do it, because you're going to regret it. You have all the wisdom and all the knowledge already in you, in your head. And that is maybe the message that I want to tell you today, that be careful, be happy with all the little things, all the small things, because those little things, those little fingers, he will not have anymore. We will go see the surgeon on Friday. Then I think we will be confronted really with the reality, but now his hand is in bandages, so we don't see anything. But then we will be, and especially him, will be confronted with the reality that he lost 2 fingers. And is losing 2 fingers the end of the world? No, of course it isn't. Is it the end of the world for him? At this moment, a little bit. When this happens to a neighbor, you think, oh, that is awful, and you forget it in 10 minutes. You will maybe forget this life in 10 minutes, in 15 minutes. If it happens to somebody in your family, it's already a little bit closer and it hurts a little bit more. If it happens to your spouse, then at that moment, that is awful. If it happens to your kids, then your world is upside down. So the message is not, is it the end of the world that he lost his 2 fingers? For him at this moment it is, but from him this is also going to be a test for him. What is going to happen next? How is he going to handle the situation? Is he going to be is he going to throw a pity party, and I lost 2 fingers, I cannot do anything anymore? Or is he going to say, I made a huge mistake, or I should have thought better, or I should have waited until I had some help, and go on from there and become stronger of it? Because like 𝗙𝗔𝗘𝗃 says, a man is, or a woman is, as big as the biggest hurdle she or he overcomes. So that is my message for today. Be aware of all the beautiful little things around you. They are important. Listen to that little voice inside of you, to the urge. Is there something? You already have the wisdom to, so listen to yourself. And the third thing is, I am so very happy that he has the good, that for years and years we already take all the extra supplements and all the extra collagen and all the things that will help him to get better fast, because his body is already nourished, and I am sure that this will help him to recuperate very, very fast, and that maybe the scars will not be as bad as that if would be if he didn't had that already for all those years. So my message for today is, listen to the little voice in your head. If it's warning you or telling you you have to do something, then listen to it and do it, and be aware of all the little things around you, because they are so very important. Love you. Have a great day. Bye.